Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm here for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, season 4, episode 10. The episode starts off with Moniece, Fizz, and AD. They're putt golfing or whatever you want to call it with Lil Cam, and Moniece tells Fizz that TT is sorry for kicking him out of the meeting. He's not stressing. He understands. He's just glad that she's getting the help that she needs or whatever. And he had said something to Moniece. I think it was something in regards to her stance or something like that when she was about to, put the ball. And she's like, listen, my knee got fucked up or whatever. It was a brawl or whatever at Masika's party. And he was like, oh, you was in it. And she was like, no, Lizelle fucked my knee up and everything, trying to, attack Mr. Ray or whatever. And, he's saying how Moniece needs to grow up and, not be around certain people that's causing all this commotion or whatever. So her and AD are talking alone, and she's having a photo shoot coming up soon. I think, did she say like some sneaker line or some clothing line, something like that? And she wants Fizz and Nia to be a part of it, but she also wants Moniece and Tiffany to be there as well. And Moniece, of course, is not feeling it and everything, and she wants Moniece to take the high road. And I'm like, why Moniece always got to take the high road as if she was the only one wrong in this situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm going to say how I feel about AD a little bit later on in this episode. But yeah, anyways, so she's saying how is Moniece's decision whether, Tiffany is invited to the photo shoot or not. So Moniece says pretty much she's going to sleep on it, and that's that. So then we have Keisha, Lizelle, and her cousin. They're all hanging out and everything. Keisha brings up that, Masika says that, Lizelle is always starting trouble. And, Zell is like, well, Ray showed up to, the last event or whatever. So, it was on and popping. I just don't go looking for trouble but when I saw Mr. Ray, I had to turn into the Tasmanian devil. And it's just kind of like, see, you say that you don't be looking for trouble, but you just came out of nowhere attacking Mr. Ray for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, and in the process you hurt Lyrica and Moniece. So like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you do be looking for trouble, Lizelle. Let's keep it real. So anyways, Zell and Keisha's cousin is telling her about how they came up with this idea of putting Keisha on the blind date or whatever. Keisha is not with it, and honestly, I don't blame her. I would not want to be put on no blind date either with somebody I don't know at all, don't know what they look like none of that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Keisha, she's like, well, listen, if y'all are going to be there, then I'm in or whatever. So, they happy or whatever and telling her like, yes, girl, because you need some dick or whatever. And she's like, no, I don't, and all this other stuff. So Zell has, the waiter or waitress, whatever, bring her out a dick cake. A dick cake or whatever. And Keisha is like, oh my god. And I think she started hitting Zell or something like that. But that was that with them. So then we have Hazel. She meets with her mom, and I'm looking at the mom. I'm like, the mom looks great. What happened to you, Hazel? Like, but see, Hazel kind of then fucked herself up with all that surgery and shit. So yeah, but anyway, so like I said, she meets up with her mom and the Rose Burgundy dude or whatever the fuck his name is. He there and everything, and they've been together for 18 months, and he still hasn't met her family. What kind of bullshit is that? But anyways, so Rose, he's doing the absolute most, being thirsty and just doing too fucking much. Some, come on, moms, let's do an Instagram video together. And he start putting the camera all up on the mom and everything. And the moms is asking, Mom Dukes is asking, so what do you do for a living? And, Hazel is like, well, I manage him. And then Rose is like, well, I can speak for myself. I do stuff for her business and make sure she's ready. And, I do everything. And the mom, she's not impressed. She's like, look, you're going to have to work on that damn job description, okay? And, he claims that he's written her recent, I'm sorry, y'all. Notification came up on my tablet, but he's saying that he's written like her recent music for her, and she's like, no, you haven't, and all this other stuff, and he's talking about he made her, and I'm just like, what? And he claims how he wants to marry Hazel and all this other stuff, and the mom, she excuses him from the table because she wants to talk to Hazel alone. She's concerned, she's not really feeling him too much or whatever because he's childish, he's immature. And I was watching Bondi Blue's channel. Y'all make sure y'all go check out her channel if you haven't been already. And she has this thing on her channel called the Bondi Blue Show where she talks about various topics or whatever. And somehow she was talking about Hazel or whatever. And she talks about the fact that Rosenberg apparently is only 18 years old. I said, Hazel motherfucking E. Really? Really? Now, girl, I know you could do better than that. I know. And see, and once again, you paying for this man and, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, you paying him to be a little lap dog or whatever. And it just... You just look fucking stupid. But anyway, so, Hazel is talking about how she's pretty much tired of him at this point or whatever. So then the moms, she brings up Booby and everything. Like, why don't you, get with Booby? He's more on your level or whatever. I said, you do realize he don't play basketball no more. I'm just saying, so, but then again, I guess, well, hell, considering the fact that he don't play basketball no more, maybe he is on her level at this point. I'm just saying. So, but anyway, so yeah, apparently the mom wants her to be with Booby. So anyways, speaking of Booby, he's on his way to Keisha's house or whatever because she's getting ready for her blind date or whatever, and Booby is going to babysit DJ for her or whatever. And Keisha is asking, do he got a new girlfriend and everything? And he's like, no, I'm working on it. And she's like, well, you should get that face tattoo of me covered up or whatever because it's not a good look and everything. And he was like, I'm going to put an X through it or whatever and put blood dripping from your eyes and stuff like that. And she's like, did I cheat on you or was it not the other way around here? You know what I'm saying? And he's looking at what she got on and he's asking, like, are you going to cover up more or whatever? And she's like, yeah, actually, I'm about to change. But, like, are you my father? Like, who the hell are you? You know what I'm saying? To be asking all these questions. So, he's just toasting that it's somebody that's going to treat her right or whatever, this, that, and the third. And she makes some joke or whatever about him. But, he's cool with it. It's better than her throwing shit at him. So, he's cool. So then we get Brooke and Lyrica. They meet up somewhere, and Lyrica feels like she's back in high school with this whole Alexis versus Masika situation. She tells Brooke about the last event and how Lizelle ended up hurting her trying to get to Mr. Ray and everything. And, because Lyrica had told her all the people that was there. So Brooke is saying how, she don't know Hazel and all this other stuff, but she hasn't heard good shit about her, and how she claims to be from Houston, and she feels like Hazel is a scammer and gets around. And Lyrica's like, I just think Hazel is misunderstood. Now maybe we could have agreed with that if this was still season 1. But season 4, yeah, this is a whole different ball game with that Miss Hazel. Like, she believes her own fucking hype too much. Like, she always talking about some she run LA. Just, like, yeah, she just believes her own hype and she not really doing no more than what the fuck anybody else is doing on this goddamn show. So, anyways, Lyrica's like, she's like, well, wait, that's why, she was looking at you and Booby at my party or whatever. Like, I felt the tension and everything. And, she's like, did her and Booby ever have anything? And Brooke is like, looking like, bitch, please, they ain't never had shit. or whatever. So, Brooke tells Lyrica about Marcus coming in on her and Booby rehearsing and everything, and next thing you know, he left, and her and Booby ended up kissing, and Lyrica is like, girl, what? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, now I'm gonna be honest with you, like, are you doing this for revenge, or like, are you really feeling Booby? And Brooke is like, Booby is her soulmate, but Marcus is her life partner. Now, does that make any kind of sense to y'all? Because it doesn't to me, but Booby is her soulmate, but Marcus is her life partner. Yeah, I'm just not even about to like just wreck my brain. I'm not even about to wreck my brain trying to figure that one out. But anyways, she's saying that she not really ready to end shit with Marcus, but she's in a rock and a hard place pretty much. So then we get Moniece and AD. They're doing a photo shoot. Fizz and Nia, they're there. Tiffany, she comes or whatever. Moniece pulls Tiffany to the side and everything. And Moniece is like, well, I'm ready to forgive you or whatever. And Tiffany is like, ready to forgive me or whatever. And, Moniece is like, listen, are you ready to let bygones be bygones or not? Pretty much. And Tiffany is like, yeah, once you apologize and everything. So Moniece is like, you know what? For the sake of AD or whatever, I apologize. And, now I feel like you owe me an apology. So Tiffany doesn't want to give it or whatever. AD is like, okay, but you said shit about Moniece too, or whatever. And Tiffany is like, bitch, please, you just hit me up the other day talking about breaking up with her and all this other stuff. And AD is like, I share shit with other people and nobody has, a hard ass stance like you do, or whatever. And then Moniece is like, well, since we're talking about the shit that AD has said, let me tell you what she said about you. That, if she ever needed a ride or she needed money or whatever, she would call you and everything. And so, they going back and forth, whatever. And Moniece. AD is sitting up here saying, I have confided in the both of them or whatever, but that doesn't mean they should use the shit that I've said to hurt each other. Well, they wouldn't be doing that shit, AD, if you wasn't sitting up here playing both sides of the motherfucking fence. Okay, and it's like, I started off like an AD, now I'm just kind of like, I don't know about her, I'm feeling shaky about her right now, and I don't know if it's, just for the show, because I do know that, far as I know, her and Moniece are still together, today, and, but yeah, for the show's sake, I'm just not feeling her right now, because it's like, you saying all this shit or whatever, and you try to play like you trying to be the peacemaker or whatever, and it's like, no, you coming off messy as fuck. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, she just coming off messy as hell. So, Tiffany had said something about Moniece, and Moniece is sticking her tongue out at her, taunting her or whatever. So Tiffany is trying to throw something at Moniece and everything, and security comes in and escorts Tiffany out or whatever. Now, and then AD got the nerve to get mad. I can't. So, anyways, we have Marcus, A1, and James. Bridget's boyfriend. So they're in the club or whatever. James is meeting with Marcus and A1 because, he's not feeling the shit that Ray J is trying to do for Bridget. So Chanel and Hazel, I'll tell y'all, like, this is like my favorite scene of this episode. So Chanel and Hazel, they come in the club, they're at the bar or whatever, A1 is telling James how he would love to work with Bridget, but he can't because he's in the doghouse about working with other females right now. And then plus, he can't do that to Ray J because, Ray is his boy and he was working with her first and blah, blah, blah. So Marcus, he's still going to help regardless, though. He got something for Bridget. So then, Hazel, she's in up here talking about Chanel giving Charlemagne his life, because you guys remember Charlemagne came on the show Ridiculousness that Chanel is on with that Rob guy. And, Charlemagne kind of went in on her about her being a whack rapper and all this other stuff. And, Chanel got into her feelings. She got up out her motherfucking seat and start popping off on Charlemagne, naming all her credentials and all this other stuff that don't nobody know nor care about, And I'm just like, you gave Charlemagne his life. You had to tell him about himself. No, I think it was the other way around, hun. Because you got your panties in the motherfucking bunch while he was just laughing at your ass, okay? And, so Hazel, she talks about, she tells Chanel about the meeting with her mom and brings up Booby, and then, brings up Brooke, and, soon as she brings up Brooke, Chanel automatically got the stale face on, and she's like, Brooke, and, she's like, well, I had an encounter with her because her and Jade had a situation due to Marcus or whatever. So, Hazel wants to go to Booby's, showcasing with Chanel. So they decided they're going to go to that. So Hazel notices A1 and asks Chanel, like, do you know him and everything? She was like, yeah, I know he a producer, da-da-da. And, Hazel was like, well, let's go over there. And Chanel's like, yeah, because, I want a hit record and all this other stuff. So Hazel introduces Chanel, and, Chanel claims that she likes A1's beats or whatever. And A1 is like, I thought you was a host and everything. And, she's like, yeah, but that's my day job. It pays the bills or whatever. And A1 just instantly starts to shade the fuck out of her, talking about something, well, your music should pay the bills. And Marcus and James, they over there rolling like, oh shit, is this nigga for real right now? So, Chanel is like, well, I was with Lil Wayne, and, next thing she starts name dropping all these people that she worked with, but don't nobody know Ned's song from her. You know what I'm saying? A1 is like, I met you before. I wasn't as hot as I am now. I was in a session with French Montana, and you were there, and I said, we should work together, and you had your shades on, and pretty much you played me. And, so therefore, I can't work with you or whatever. I said, see? That's why you better be careful how you treat people, because you don't know who gonna make it to the top. You don't know who you gonna need down the line. And now you sitting up here looking stupid with egg on your motherfucking face. So anyways, she's like, I don't know if you know my track record, as if she didn't already go down the list of motherfuckers she done work with. And he's like, oh yeah, Charlemagne the God said it, right? And she's like, well, no, I had to tell him, and he went after some of the biggest rappers in history, so I must be up there with Kanye and Drake. Says who, bitch? And like, I don't know, did y'all hear Charlemagne give her Donkey of the Day yesterday? Like, that shit was funny as hell, because it's like, was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. It's like, girl, are you fucking serious right now? Charlemagne goes in on everybody. He goes in on whack motherfuckers. So what are you saying right now? Like, you sound so dumb right now. Like, really? You gonna put yourself up there with Drake and Kanye? Girl, I cannot. Okay, so anyways, so when she said that or whatever, the guys, they like, whoa, slow your roll there or whatever. And Marcus, he starts being shady. And Chanel is like, I don't even know why you all up in my business. You got all this drama with Brooke and Jade, and I thought you was an asshole. And then, Hazel, she gotta chime in when they start talking about Brooke, and, she's like, talking about how Brooke was at, Lyrica's party with Booby. Like, what the fuck is she doing out here in these streets? And, Marcus is like, we not going to do that. Y'all not about, we not on the best of terms, but y'all not about to talk about her like that. And Hazel is like, I mean, if she wants a girl fight, we can have one. This is my city, and she's irrelevant. And what the fuck are you, Hazel? Like, oh my God, y'all. Hazel just really gets on my fucking nerves. Like, seriously. So, Marcus is like, and what you been working on? And she tells about, her book, and once again, how she runs LA. And, he like, well, shit, it must be 2 LAs out this motherfucker. And, A1, he starts saying his little shit and everything. So, Hazel and Chanel, they leave and they like, well, hopefully we'll see you guys around and whatever, whatever. I'm like, fuck out of here. So then Keisha goes on her date with her cousin and everything. And, Keisha, you could tell she's not feeling it. She's not feeling it. He slid in the cousin's DMs to get to Keisha or whatever. And she's like, I can't believe you slid in the DMs and my cousin allowed that shit. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, it's been a long time since she's been on a date. And, he's like, do you want me to come into your life and ease it? And she's like, no, I got a vibrator. Like, I'm cool or whatever. And, he got flowers and chocolate for her, and she's like, I know how you guys are. You be all nice in the beginning and then you switch over time, and I just don't have time for that type of bullshit in my life. And he's like, have I switched up since we met? And she's like, nigga, I barely know you. You know what I'm saying? So Keisha is ready to leave. She's not feeling it. And her and her cousin, they laugh. And her cousin is like, I am so sorry for pretty much hooking you up with this cornball. You know what I'm saying? Like, Keisha just was not feeling that shit at all. They knew better than that. So then we get Marcus and Bridget. They're in the studio. And, he keeps on talking about how Brooke got him out here looking crazy as if he didn't do shit too. So, Marcus and Bridget, they've known each other for a long time. And when they linked up in the studio, I automatically thought, cheaters unite! Since they both, got a history of cheating and shit. So, he talks about how Brooke is vindictive and how he knows he did certain shit that was cool. And I just like how Marcus is just really playing the victim. Although I don't like the tit for tat shit that Brooke is doing either. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't act like you ain't start this shit. But like I said, with Brooke, it's like, girl, you could have been done with him and we would have been cool with that. But for you to just be doing all this petty extra shit, this back and forth shit. You 1 minute is Booby, the next minute is Marcus. Ain't nobody got time for that dumb shit. So anyways, Bridget is like, well, Brooke only tells me certain shit because she knows my loyalty lies with you. And, Bridget don't even want Brooke to know that that her and Marcus are working together because she don't want shit to get messy and this, that, and the third. And, yeah, they talk about the Ray J record and everything, and, how she's proud of it and how it's true that her pussy is so good. And child, whatever. So anyways, moving on, we get Moniece and AD. They're pretty much not happy or whatever. And AD pretty much claims that, she pretty much was kind of forced to move in with Moniece because they already was having issues. And Moniece was saying that, I guess shit would get better if they moved in together and everything. And, she's like, how many times have we slept in the same bed together or whatever? And Moniece is like, when we're not on the same page or whatever, I lose my sex drive because I feel like it's a big amount of hypocrisy and, the blame game. You know what I'm saying? And AD feels, the same way about Moniece. And, Moniece feels like you don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And, Moniece is like, I never think about leaving you and all this other stuff. And AD is like, well, that's not what you tell me or whatever. And that's why I go to Tiffany and everything to, confide in her and, just to get some good advice. I'm like, well, Tiffany is the wrong person to go to because she got it out for Moniece. And I do think she has some type of feelings towards AD. I'm just, it is what it is. So anyways, Moniece is like, I fuck with Tiffany because she fucks with me, and that's that. And Moniece is over it because she feels like nothing is going to get resolved, so she heads out. So finally, we're at the main event, Booby's listening party. So Brooke, she links up with, Bridget and everything, and, Brooke is saying how, whatever I say, I don't know, whatever I said, Marcus is not answering my phone calls no more. And, she asks Bridget, has she seen Marcus? And Bridget lies in her face and says no. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him. So, She tells about the video that she did with Ray J and how James has different ideas and, is trying to meet up with different producers and this, that, and the third. So then Brooke, she notices, Hazel and Chanel, and she's like, she's calling them rats and all this other stuff. So then Chanel and Hazel, they go over to where Safari and Fizz are at. So then Booby performs and everything, and whatever, whatever. He got some girl on stage, dancing with her and stuff like that. So then, after he's done, Hazel comes over, touching him, and like, oh, you look so hot and all this other stuff. So here come Brooks bird ass, like Booby baby and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, like, I can't. So, Hazel is like, oh, you got your fans behind, the rope or whatever. And Brooke is like, oh, who's giving you time to sign autographs? And, Hazel is like, you always fronting like you don't know me when you do. And Brooke is like, oh, well, how I know you? And Hazel is like, I was at, Booby was at my crib or whatever, and you called me on FaceTime. And Brooke is like, that ain't never happened. And, Booby, I guess, is trying to say Hazel trying to make the shit seem like something that is not. And then, Brooke interjects, and Hazel is like, why do you care so much? Aren't you with some other rapper and everything? And, Bridget is like, look, Brooke claims that she's torn between Marcus and Booby, but it seemed like all she doing is fighting for Booby right about now. I said, yeah. So, Brooke is like, Hazel, you're 38 or whatever. Like, how long are you going to be doing this? And, Hazel is like, you've been here for 4 years trying to be where I'm at and all this other stuff. And she's telling her to go back to the country. And, Hazel is like, I'm global and I got a shoe dazzle deal for $1 billion. And I'm like, do these bitches ever stop lying on this motherfucking show? Like, seriously. So anyways, Bridget is like, let's calm down with the $1 billion deal bullshit. Hazel tells, Bridget that she could get her hand out her face. And she's like, you have on a shirt with no bra. And I kind of was offended a little bit because, I don't wear a bra with my shirts, but I know what she was saying because Hazel had on a see-through shirt. Now, if I have on a see-through shirt, then I'm going to put on a bra. But, yes, Hazel had on a see-through shirt and didn't have a bra on or nothing, covering her tits. So, Hazel is like, well, my tits look great or whatever. And, Bridget is like, oh, how much you pay for them? And, Hazel is like 10,000 and I know you can't afford them. And Bridget is like, bitch, my money is in my savings account, not spending on motherfucking titties and shit. So, Brooke, she tries to hop over to touch Hazel and everything. And, security, gets it between them or whatever. And Bridget is like, why are y'all fighting over a dude that neither one of y'all are fucking with? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, Marcus is my boy, and the only reason why we're friends, for real, is because of him. And Brooke is like, do you want to fight? And she's sitting up here saying how, Bridget trying to be the moral police all of a sudden, but how many times did she cheat on James, this, that, and the third? And Brooke is like, tell me when I'm wrong, but this wasn't the time and everything. And Brooke leaves with Booby, of course. So that pretty much was the episode, y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.